Good evening, all. Welcome to today's Cancer Healing Journey Talks. Myself, Annie Jose from Community Outreach Team of ZenOnco.io and Love Heals Cancer. Cancer Healing Journey Talks helps cancer survivors and caregivers to share their journey with vast number of survivors and caregivers who have traveled or been traveling through this journey. This can inspire and motivate them for their faster recovery as well. I would like to introduce today's speaker, Maria Marroquin. He is a Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer survivor, stage 4. Thank you, Maria, for being here with us today. So over to you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for the invite. So yeah, just to start and present myself, my name is Maria. I'm from Guatemala, and in 2019, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in stage 4. To start like a little bit within the journey, um, well, I do remember that it all started in 2018. One of my sisters died on July, and I do remember that starting during the funeral, I was like basically sitting on the couch and I was like scratching my legs, and it kept like itching me. And after the funeral and everything, I stayed like maybe 1 month with the itchiness until at one point I did realize that I was basically scratching myself until my legs basically bleed out. So I went to a dermatologist, right? And I started a treatment. He gave me like a lot of creams, medicines, and things to basically put on myself and to take. And after maybe like 3 months of treatment, he basically said that he was not able to do anything else for me, and that he would basically recommend myself to find a psychologist because I was basically hurting myself due to the stress and all the situation that has been like happening to me with my sister's death and the job and everything. So I did start going to the psychologist, but still the problem was like still there. And on April 2019, I had like a fell on the stairs of my house, and I had to go to the hospital, to the emergency, and I basically hit my head, and they said that I had a contusion, right? So maybe going like back a few weeks before the that happened, um I had the situation where I was getting like really tired all the time. um I basically fell asleep anywhere. I mean, I was watching TV with my boyfriend, and 2 minutes after the movie started, I fell asleep. If I went to a restaurant, I would be like basically staring to whoever was with me, and I would like basically start falling asleep. It happened to me like in two different occasions while I was driving. I fell asleep. Um, thanks God, it didn't like happen anything worse. I mean, I didn't crash to another car or anything like that, but I mean, it was something that it was there, and it was like really persistent. So due to the fall that I had, after a few weeks, I realized that I had like right here in this part, like you could see like I had like maybe like some kind of a ball like growing within under my skin. And I remember that I spoke with many people, like my friends and so on, and basically everyone in the me agreed that it was due to the fall, right? So I left it there, like just stay there, and I thought that maybe with time it would like basically disappear. So then after that, I started with a persistent cough, and I do remember that it was also like compromising my job because, for example, within my job, I do like job interviews, right? So I do remember that I was like interviewing my candidate, and usually they didn't remember my name. So when they wanted like help or they were looking for me, they would say like, the one that did the interview was the girl that kept like coughing during all the interview. So I wasn't able to like basically maintain any kind of conversations without coughing and feeling like I was missing like some air. So based on that, I said, okay, so I do have to go to another doctor. So I went like, not lying, like maybe to 5 different doctors, and basically all of them treated like the symptoms. I mean, they said like, okay, so you have asthma, you have anemia, and like the basic symptoms, right? But none of them were able to like really find out what was happening to me, because I did feel like my body was like basically shutting down. I mean, up to the date, I'm not able to remember like some things that I was like doing by those days. I mean, maybe my boyfriend, who is now my husband, will tell like, yeah, by that time we went to some place and did this, and I'm not able to remember like some basic things. So yeah. After those, I do remember that due to the thing that was growing here, I had another one like growing here in the back, and with my husband, we said like, okay, so maybe we go to the traumatologist, and he will be able to find out if it was due to the fall that you have like these things. But I mean, you have to check them out, right? So we went to the doctor, and he sent like a lot of scans and exams and everything. And I do remember that maybe a few days after we went to do the scans, I received the results in my email. And if you read them out, it will say like, I have like masses everywhere, basically all over my body. So you do think that that's not like good news, right? So I spoke with, I remember that night I was still at my job, because usually I went out of the office like after hours to wait for the traffic to disappear, basically. So I went to my boss's office, and I said to him like, okay, so I received the tests, and it says this and that, and I started crying because I said, this, I mean, masses everywhere, it can't be good, right? So he said, okay, so just take the weekend and do your appointment, go to the doctor, and we will be moving forward after you speak with him. So I sent the results to my husband and to one of my other sister. And my sister said like, okay, I want to go with you to the doctor. So as soon as I realized that she wanted to go, I did understand that she had the same idea that I had, right? That I was not going to receive like good news. Um, Something like really important to mention is that during the time that I was struggling with myself, I had many times where I would go with, for example, with my sister, and I would say to her that I was tired, that I was not feeling okay, and she would like just go with the thing that, come on, you're young, you can do this, you can go to parties, you can go with your friends, don't like close yourself to that. But I was like really feeling tired, and as I said, falling asleep wherever I would go. So, well, we went to the doctor, and as a matter of fact, he said like, okay, so you did have a lot of masses. I can't like treat you, but I already made an emergency appointment for you with another doctor. He was basically the, I don't remember the name of the doctor, but he was like one that will be like reviewing my lungs. So I went with him, and he also was like, okay, so this part I'm not like, it's not with me basically. So I will be doing an emergency appointment for you with an oncologist. So that's when we understood that, yeah, I was not going to receive like good news. So we went to the third doctor, all of this at the same day, and basically under like maybe 3 hours. We went to the doctor, and yeah, well, he said, okay, so you do have like masses, and basically are tumors, so we need to do a biopsy. We're going to go to the hospital. You will have to stay there like maybe for 1 week. We have to do a biopsy, and if it goes like you do have cancer, then we will have to put like a port for you to have the chemotherapy, and we will have to do a bone marrow extraction to see if you have any issues with your bone marrow. So well, basically I stayed in the hospital like maybe one week, and I went under two surgeries, and in one of them I had like the bone marrow extraction, and the part put in my chest, and the other one was for the biopsy. With the biopsy, they said that I had lymphoma Hodgkin's in stage 4. There was a tumor, like basically up to my lungs, so that's why I had like this constant cough. One of the symptoms of this type of cancer is that you get like your skin like with some kind of rash, right? That you can confuse with a basic rash. So that's why I had like all this itchiness all over my body. Anemia, it's another symptom. I do remember that I also had like fevers. I was at my job, and I was like with fever, and then I would take a medicine, and start like basically sweating the fever out. And also you have like night sweats. I do remember waking up in the maybe 1-2 at the morning, and I was basically soaked up in sweat. So I had to change myself to another like clothes and everything. So well, basically I started well, just another thing that I would think that it's like important to mention is that with the first doctor that I went, the one that told me that I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, he's a great doctor. I mean, he's one of the best that we have here in Guatemala. But me myself, I didn't feel like comfortable working with him because he was like too straight to the point. And I'm like a religious person, and I like to be like treated like with more love. So I didn't feel like comfortable with him. So I did ask my brothers that I would like to have like second or third opinion, and also to look for another doctor. We went to a second doctor. The results were the same, and then we went to a third one that said also the same thing. So yeah, was for sure Hodgkin's lymphoma. And with the third doctor, she was the one where I said I want to stay with her, and I want to basically have all my treatment with her, because the relationship that you will be having with your doctor, it's basically for the rest of your life. I mean, the person that will start the process will be with you from now to whenever he said that he can stop seeing you. So well, I stayed with her. As I started the process, I do remember that one of the things that could take the sleep away from me was thinking about losing my hair. I remember that I wasn't like too worried about all the secondary symptoms that I will be having due to the chemotherapy, but losing my hair was the worst thing that could happen to me back then. So my husband, back then my boyfriend, had like the idea, because I remember that people were telling me like, no worries. It's just hair. It will grow up again, and just accept it, right? So at one point, I told my boyfriend, like, okay, so if it's just hair, why don't they go and remove their hair or have it cut it off? Or, I mean, it's just hair for them because it's not them who are going through this process, right? So he was like, yeah, you're right. So no worries. In the then we waited like maybe for one week after, no, sorry, it was like maybe 2 months after I started the treatment. I started with one type of chemotherapy that it was it's called ABVD, and I did a PET scan. I mean, I started the process like maybe on October, and in November I did a PET scan. In the PET scan, it showed that the masses were like basically reducing themselves, but the chemotherapy was not working as it had to. So they changed the chemotherapy for a stronger one that was called backup. So with that chemotherapy was basically where I started like losing my hair, and I did try to hold on to that like maybe for 2 weeks or so. I remember like speaking with someone that had like the same cancer like too many years ago, and she said to me like one of the few things that you will be having control of will be choosing when you will be like basically shaving your head. So once you do it, I swear that you will be feeling like free, like it will be the best decision that you will be making. So just take your time. And I do remember that it was a Sunday, and my boyfriend came, and I hugged him, and I said, I need to shave my hair. I mean, it's unbearable. I was like leaving hair everywhere. My sweaters, my blouses, everything, and I had like this big entrance here in my forehead. So I said, I need to shave it right away. So he took me to a salon. They shaved my head. Important to mention that my boyfriend, like maybe 2 days before that, he appeared with his head shaved off, and he said, "Okay, so you do understand that it's only hair. I mean, I did the same thing. It will grow up, and you can make the decision, and it will be just fine." So we went that Sunday, and telling you the truth, it was exactly the feeling that this person told me. I mean, the few things that I had control of was the decision of shaving my head, and I felt free, and it was way better than what I imagined. So yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be one of the things that should be worrying people without the things that we already have been going through with the treatments and everything, right? So um okay, so that was on December 2019. Then on April 2020 or March, I did another PET scan, and basically it showed that I was cancer free. So my doctor said, okay, so you're in remission. We'll just finish like the few sessions of chemo that you have left, and with this we will be moving forward. Okay, so I finished the treatment, and I remember that due to the chemo, you have like low defenses on your body, so you have to take care of yourself like more than usually you have to, because if you get a flu or anything like simple, it could be catastrophic for anyone going under chemotherapy. So I do remember that I was so happy and relieved because I was basically going to be able to go back to work, to the office, to see my friends. and basically to have like social life, right? And then COVID happened, and I have to stay at my house. I mean, I started working from home, but due to COVID, I have to take care of myself like more than anyone else. So I had to stay home. So yeah, I have been like basically staying home and not being able to have a normal life since everything started. Um, so the months like basically passed by. I went to a few sessions with my doctor. I did exams and everything was showing okay. Maybe on September 2020 was the last time that I went to the doctor. Um, I think it's important to mention that it's really important to comply with the sessions with your doctor. If she or he says that you have to go every month, do it. If you have to do exams, do them. I mean, if you're in remission, still you had cancer, and the chances that you will be getting cancer again are higher than for anyone else. So this year, it was maybe on March, I fell again, and this time I hit my knee. So I started like having troubles walking because my knee was not like strong enough, and if I fell, I wasn't able to get up by myself because I wasn't like strong enough with my knee. Um, so yeah, we had to go to the doctor again, but we went again to a traumatologist, and I started with a pain like right here in my spine, and it was a strong pain. I mean, I at some point I was not able to walk by myself. I had to start using a wheelchair, and you do understand and imagine. Well, my first thoughts during those days was the cancer is left, and not going to the doctor won't make you or make the problem basically disappear. So I waited like too long for me to go to the doctor again, and as I said, once I went, I was not able to walk by myself. So I had to, well, they did some scans and everything, and he said, okay, so uh you have to go to an oncologist because you have like a big mass like right here in your spine that it's opening his way, and that's why you're not able to walk. And besides, you do have a problem with your knee because you did fall down, but I mean, we'll treat that after you treat like the spine problem, right? So I went to my oncologist, and she said, okay, so we do have to do another biopsy. And I had to get admitted to the hospital again. And they had to do the biopsy 2 times because the first time was like basically they had like some troubles with the result. So they said we have to do it again. So well, after that, my doctor said, okay, so you have to do another like PET scan, and the PET scan was scheduled for the May 7th, that it was my birthday. So we went to the PET scan, we did all the process, and I was not able to do the PET scan because my blood sugar was way too high. I mean, was like in 3,000 or so, and well, basically the doctor said that due to the process of the biopsy and an injection that I was taking for the pain, that made my blood sugar like go way too high. So they said that with the PET scan, they said like, okay, so we'll be scheduling your PET scan in 2 weeks, just for you to be able to have your blood sugar within the normal numbers. And I remember that I was like feeling that day like basically devastated because I was not able to start the process and everything. And I received a call of one of the doctors, and he was like, "Okay, so we have the biopsy results, and yeah, it's again Hodgkin's lymphoma in stage 4." Uh, so I do remember like thinking, okay, so great way to spending my birthday, right? So we went to the house, and we went to the doctor the next day, and they said like, you need to start radiotherapy as soon as possible, because if we wait like more time, most likely you won't be able to walk again. And yeah, we need to start as soon as possible. So we went to the radiotherapy place, and they said that I had to take 20 sessions. We started on everything, and after 15 sessions, they said that the tumor shrinked like what they needed to. So with that, I was able to basically start walking again, but I needed like support while I was walking because I was not like strong enough. But I mean, just being able to leave the wheelchair was more than enough for me. So well, we finished the 15 sessions. Then I started chemotherapy again. But my doctor said that once you like do a treatment, and if you go into having cancer again, you basically can't have like the same treatment because your body already knows like the medicine, right? So I had to do a like basically a stronger chemotherapy. And I don't remember the exact number of sessions, but I do remember that I had to go like 3 days, and one of those days I had to stay in the place like for 8 hours. So with this within the radiotherapy and the chemotherapy, I started having like symptoms. Usually I was the kind of a patient that was feeling okay all the time. I mean, my sister had like a friend going through the same process that and she said like she's having a rough time. I mean, she's like having nauseous. She doesn't feel okay. She doesn't have the strength to continue, and she was like basically depressed. And I was like, I feel okay. I mean, I feel tired, and maybe 2-3 days after chemotherapies, I will go like sleeping basically all day. But other than that, I don't have any other symptoms, right? So with the third like with the third chemotherapy, started having like symptoms, and I started like vomiting. I felt tired. My body like basically was hurting all the time, and I told my husband like basically I'm not able to continue this. I mean, I'm so tired. And he was, no, we have to do it, come on, it's just a few sessions, and so on, so on, so on. Usually my sister was the one like I mean, my husband had to work, right? So my sister, thanks God, she doesn't work. So she was the one that will be like giving me company during the chemotherapies, like being there talking to me, helping me and everything, and taking me to all the appointments. So I feel like basically really blessed, because due to COVID, I was not able to see like basically anybody. I mean, not even my brother, because he has like a toddler, right? He has a boy, a baby that's maybe 3 years. So my doctor said that due to the baby, because they go to school and they can like basically have any kind of box, I was not able to see my brother during this time. So my sister and my husband were basically the only people that I was allowed to see and to have time with. So I do feel blessed for the fact that I had my sister, because I mean, as my husband had to work, he couldn't leave his job, like just standing there. It was like awesome to have someone going with me and spending the time with me. So yeah, I think it's very important to have like a really good like network support of your family, friends, having people like going with you and supporting you. And if maybe my sister by herself was having a rough day and she had a day where maybe I wouldn't was not able to speak with her, I had my brother, so he would call and ask to me if I was okay, how was I feeling. My sister-in-law was also a great part of the process. I had also my brother-in-law. So yeah, basically, I do think that having a good network support is one of the most important things that you can like review within the beginning of the process. And one of the things that I always say is that the people that you will be having near you and the ones that will be supporting you should be people that give you that plus that you will be needing. I mean, you don't need people that will be saying like, poor thing, so sorry about what you're going through. I mean, you need people that will be telling you that you're strong enough to go with this process, that they will be supporting you. If you want to cry, you can cry with them, and basically they won't like break, right? So network support was one of the most important things. And well, basically after I finished this chemotherapy, my doctor said that I needed to do a bone marrow transplant, just to basically shut the cancer down. And I went into remission again, and it was in October, at the beginning of October. We went to Monterrey, Mexico with my husband to have the process started. We had an interview with two different doctors. One of them was in also in Mexico, but I don't remember exactly where. Guadalajara, I think, but the price of the process was way too high. I mean, uh, I think it's really important to have like a um, financial like plan B once you start like all the process, because at some point it could take up like more than you were expecting. So we had a second interview with the doctor in Monterrey, and the process with him was I could say like much easier. And and talking money wise, it was a lower price than the other one. So my friends helped me doing, they did like um I forget the name in English, but they did a rifa. They were like offering prizes if people like basically got like the numbers. So they helped me to gather like the money that I needed for me to be able to go to the process. Again, that's why it is so important to have like that network support, because you will be needing like people supporting you and helping you and taking decisions that maybe you won't be able to take by yourself. So they did help a lot. Um, we gathered the money. We went to Monterrey. We started the process there. They basically took like some blood out of me. They cleaned it up, and then they did like a transfusion, and that was basically the process. The only thing that I was not able to be like out on the streets because my immunologist system was basically shut down. The numbers were basically at zero, so I had to go like every 2 days to the doctor just to do some exams to see that the process was going well. And after that, after 15 days, they said that I was able to go back to my house because I was like basically doing good, and my numbers were going like up again. So yeah, we came back by the end of October. I mean, we stayed like there like 1 month, and now, well, basically what I'm waiting to do is I'm going to the, again, important to comply with all the sessions with your doctor. So I'm going to the doctor like once a month. I have also the social service here in Guatemala, and so basically I have like I'm visiting 2 different doctors. So I do my exams and everything at the day, at the, yes, the day 100, or after that day you have to do another PET scan just to confirm that your bone marrow it's working like it's supposed to be working. And for me it will be on January 17th, so I have already the appointment for January 20th. That it's basically when they have like the appointments here. So I will be doing the PET scan, hopefully just to confirm that my body is working like it's supposed to be. And basically, what the doctor said is that with this transplant, they will be giving me like 30 years of life with health. Still, I have to go to my doctor every month until she says that it's going to change the protocol. I have to do my exams. Every 6 months, I have to do my PET scan. And to be under control, just to confirm that everything will be working okay. And we'll let's hope for the best, right? And if it doesn't, then just to catch like the process in time for me to not be like within the same situation where I was not able to walk again, or that basically I was not recognizing myself, right? So yeah, I mean the basically the process that I have been going through since 2018. It has been hard. Uh, at some point you get tired, and sometimes at some point you can think that you're not able to continue with the process, because I mean the chemotherapy, it's basically like shedding or your good cells, right? But I think by the end it's worth it. And you also like have the opportunity to make like new friends during the process, to get a better like relationship with the person, with the people that you have around yourself. And also you are able to understand and to have a better view about the people that you want near in your life, and the people that are taking like basically sucking like all the energy out of you. So those are the people that you will be like asking to leave. So I mean, it's hard, it's not what you're like basically looking to experience, but if you have to go through this process, all the medicine, the side effects, the situations that you will be going through will be worth it once you pass the hard times. And again, just comply with your doctor's appointment, and have a good network support, to have good people around you, and people that will be like basically lifting you higher once you need it, and once you like basically fell down. Yeah, but well, that's basically like my start. I have gone through different things around my life. I mean, I have lost my dad, my mom, my sister. Recently, my brother-in-law also died. So you have, I mean, we always have to go through different situations, but by the end, it has to be worth it. I mean, if you're still here, it's because you're meant to be still be here, and you have to find a purpose during the process, and to understand that life continues, and if you're meant to be here, you have to take the most of it and just like basically go with it and yeah, and accept it, right? Make like the peace with the situation, and again, by the end, you will find out that it will be worth it, and it would make you a better person. So yeah, basically that's like my story and my journey during this process.
Thank you so much, Maria. That was really an inspiring story.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.